What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me as always is the little brother Jace. Bro Shot, how are you tonight?
Doing well, doing well. Are you hiding that sweatshirt? It's like nice 70 degrees out. You're supposed to be relaxing, t-shirt on. What's going on, bro?
You know, it's this season where you can get suckered into a cold, and my body's like, oh, is that a cold I hear? And it's lame. Like I used to be super resistant, but now it's like, no, you're just gonna have to dress for it. And I was outside all day, so my allergies are like, come out and play, or like the offspring.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm just trying to keep it cool. And also my hood functions as a sunshade. So, you know, and the sun's beaming above, it's like, bam. I mean, I can't really rock a Niners or Lakers hat going with Captain America. So
Yeah.
this is the next best alternative.
Cool.
There's, as usual, a lot of things. As I'm sure Chief is no doubt continuing to catch up on Daredevil. Let's go on to what did you say?
I know for a fact he is.
Oh, really now?
Yes, I talked to him. He's very far along in season 2. So by next week, he said he will be in season 3. If not to born again.
Born again. You're dead wrong. All right. Since he's not here right now, and in case anyone is waiting to go watch it, let's talk briefly in non-spoiler terms about yesterday's new episode, which I'm caught up on Daredevil, so I'm not behind. Nobody's gonna go, you missed that episode. No, watch the whole season. We do a Barry Horowitz. What did you think? Because I was really curious about what you would think about this episode since it was so focused in the courtroom. I really want to hear your thoughts on that.
I always say that I think that's one of the things that Daredevil, even the movie, the extended edition of Ben Affleck, is you can have the action, but you have to kind of remember he is a lawyer. So it's always he's trying to do good. I mean, adding that balance is especially how they've done it with the Netflix character. He's balancing trying to be good and playing within the system, but knowing the system fails too often. So but in this episode, when they focused on the courtroom drama, I actually liked how they did it, kind of trying to move the witness around. I like that aspect. And again, I don't practice in the courtroom. So I've been weirdly enough in court a number of times as a juror, but it's like, okay, good. That's what I would expect to see. Like, kind of good job, guys. You actually know something about legal dramas. Good job. So,
and I think I'm trying to think off the cuff really quickly, who else has a secret identity that can be written in a way that's fun? I mean, clearly Clark Kent, Superman, but a character whose profession, so that takes out Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne, who's working a regular 9 to 5 or whatever hours Matt Murdock and crew want to work, that can be just as exciting, or like, oh man, this was really fun. Like, I think Peter Parker always had kind of limitations because he needed to be Spider-Man to get those great shots. But what is one? Let's not just ask you this question since he just entered the chat. Let's get him in here too. Chief, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing?
Yeah. We're talking about Daredevil. Jay said you are working through season 2. Yay. But I wanted this episode that dropped yesterday on Daredevil Born Again really focused on Matt Murdock and not so much Daredevil, but it worked and it was really good. And I was just trying to think of like what characters have a secret identity that could be fun, that they could spend an episode or two in a TV series. Because, you know, in a movie, it's a different thing. Like, great, he works as a reporter for the Daily Planet. We don't need to see 40 minutes of that in a Superman movie. But what kind of characters have a good side hustle or side gig where they're working and they can make that into a reasonably entertaining episode without him or her being in their superhero alter ego?
Anybody an EMT or a police officer?
So, you know, it's funny because in the comic book, Thor is a doctor, and he's Donald Blake. And we don't have a lot of doctors. We had Dr. Strange, of course, but there's not a lot. And I think that could work for a doctor in the MCU or whatever, where they can play around much the same like CBS and NBC have so many legal dramas, so many hospital dramas. I kind of feel like that's something that's not really done enough in these superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the funny thing is, I think that's what makes how comic book writers say, "Oh, nobody wants to see that," and secret identities are played out. But and the weird thing is, Superman versus Batman showed, hey, you need to. That duality of Clark Kent and Superman really is an important component of his actual character. You can't. Oh, he's just straight Superman, because that's actually kind of not as exciting. Like when he's actually, hey, I'm a reporter too. I get to dig into these, truths of life that I don't have to cheat almost for being Superman. I think Spider-Man actually could work too like that, because he has very interesting characters like J. Jonah Jameson that he can still is a foil to play off that that a lot of other characters don't have. But that is, you could spend an episode of him as Peter Parker and it would still work. And then you could do a Spider-Man thing.
Sure, we got some good comments here in the chat. Okay. But first, I've been so rude. We got started and I forgot to say what's up to everybody. Snake Eyes. Howdy, partner.
Snake Eyes.
Blaze Harpley. What's up, Jeff? Jace and Chief.
Lizzie.
What's up, you movie and figure filers? What's up, man? David Thanos.
Hey,
yo. Justin Huber, the movie guy.
Movie guy.
Howdy, partners. King Collector. The king is in the building. What's up, y'all? Let's see here. I see everybody answering the question already. I will go back up to those.
I got to screen through like, all right, here's what's up, but I can't put it in there.
Jeff, if you wear that cap hoodie tomorrow, we won't say a word. I'm gonna hold you to it. Like rocking this one. Let's see. I think Michael Solis. What's up, Michael?
Solis, what's up, man?
All right. So now responding to the question about who has a cool alter ego. Michael Solis, Jessica Jones, a private investigator. Great one. Cause the first season of her really great season, that was really cool. Like she was doing stuff and she wasn't so self-destructive that it was boring watching her. But yeah.
That was cool.
Jamelin, Nightwing was a cop for a while.
Was that when he in New 52 or Rebirth? Oh, you're shaking.
So he wasn't like Dick Grayson. He's a really good example of this because he has that James Bond stint where he's just Grayson working for Spiral. He was a cop. He was also a firefighter for a while when he had amnesia. So he's got lots of different ways they could go with for him. David Thanos, Barry Allen, Flash. Yes. And I feel like the show didn't do enough with that. And I think it was because he had to be dumbed down so the Team Flash could have a purpose. But him actually on his own, working as a science investigator for the Central City Police Department, well, that would have been pretty cool. But the whole format messes it up. Jamla Parks, Night Nurse is you guessed it. MOC Turtle, what's going on? Catching it live for once. Hello, crew. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Mark A. Hey, what's happening, guys? Looking forward to another exciting episode. Well, I can't promise you exciting. I can't promise you an episode.
Life is hard, man. You know, till you get that card with the smiley face, call them over to your place. So, yeah, it's a Dave Chappelle. What's that movie? Him and his friends, they smoke a lot.
I forgot.
Half baked. It's a half baked reference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But life is cool, man. I can't complain. I'm here. Still, I can't get rid of. Maybe I got allergies, man.
I told you do.
An allergist. I'm in this joint. I'm just getting. I'm getting punished weekly, daily.
Punished. So the whole dang world see clearly
For the capital. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, step to me when I'm in your town. You better duck down.
It's cute.
All
It's crazy as.
Mark, hey, yes. Skew Raiders here. What's up, Skew Raider?
You Raider.
MLC Turtle. I get to hear a chief rant as it happens. Well, we never know when they're gonna come, but it will drop at some point this episode. Skew Raider, Chief is about to set off another classic rant.
Yeah, man. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes.
Like, Chief, I'm gonna ask the Ouija board if you have allergies or not. Hold up.
Yeah. You find out for me. You know what I mean? Because look, I'm gonna let you play alone. I'm not gonna play at all. You see what happens when you play alone. You know what I mean? Right.
Hey, Chief, you going to the store? Man, can you pick up some of the stuff we used to eat back in the day?
Shoot, man. Let me tell you, man. Yeah, I'll be going to the store, man, soon. I got you, bro.
All right, so Chief, where are you in your Daredevil viewing before we go back to last night's episode?
Season 2, I think it's the episode where he just finished in jail with the Kingpin and realized how deep the Kingpin was actually involved with the lawyer and everything. He went in there thinking he was going to tough talk the Kingpin. And then Kingpin was like, let me introduce you to this table. He's like, after I'm finished with that, let me tell you how deep I am. This is my jail. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, it is your jail, sir.
It's like the guy just like,
right.
Nah. We okay, Mr. Fisk? Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, sir. Look. That's how he went. That's how he got in trouble, man. Going to the store, picked him up some popcorn. What was it? Popcorn? What was he feeding that horse? Buttercup. Wasn't the horse named Buttercup?
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in years.
Me neither.
I used to watch that movie religiously, man. You know what I mean?
Is anyone else showing up? I know season 2 is broken into parts or halves. Which character is he interacting with now?
In that season, what's her name is there? Old girl from Luke Cage, and she's in all of them almost.
You're talking about the lawyer. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, old girl.
Claire.
Trinity.
Is that her name? The nurse?
Which lawyer? Are you talking about Night Nurse Claire?
Yeah, I guess so.
Rosario Dawson.
So there it is. She's interacting with her. Shorty just killed. I don't think he was from the Hand, but she killed him at the airport. They were talking, and then she got to fighting him. He was coming on to her first. You thought he was being a little friendly, and then ended up fighting. What's up? Foggy don't mess with him.
Okay.
Yeah, you better stick with that 8-ball.
I love to watch Kingpin Mac on Vanessa get the suit right. He's always ready to Mac.
Yeah. My man in love like the 14th of February. You know what I mean? But he's shooting off like July 4th. You know what I mean? He's wilding out that thing, man. So, he had Daredevil with that April 1st. Like, gotcha. This is me.
I was gonna say, I think the next episode is gonna be really good, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I love
What episode do you think that is?
Like 12. I think it was like 12 or 13.
Oh, you're rolling.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. So let's see. That was episode 13 is the last episode.
So it was 12 then, that with the Kingpin. So,
okay. Nice. So you're almost going to season 3. Michael Solis. I know the topic is superhero, but I will watch the episode of Lex Luthor, the Kingpin, just doing their day jobs. So true. And I think that was some of the best parts of Smallville. And I really think that Daredevil's kind of like Daredevil and Kingpin because they spend so much time on Kingpin. And he's like one of the few villains who, yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Like a lot of times, like, all right, enough of this villain. The hero has more than just this one bad guy to fight. But I think for whatever reason, the Daredevil and setup and having Kingpin such an integral part of the show works without it feeling like, oh, come on, not this guy again.
Because he's a present. The thing is, he's not. He's an ever
cantankerous.
He's a presence half the time, especially like, oh, he's in jail, but you always hear about him mention that Kingpin's in jail, and you don't see he's not there every episode. I mean, at least in the Netflix one, he wasn't there every episode, and now we're seeing kind of like this evolution of Kingpin. You're like, yeah, I don't buy it, and you're kind of waiting for that shoe to drop when you're there he is.
Yeah. And I won't spoil anything about this last episode, but when I watched it, I was really like, this is a dumb decision to decide the third episode is the one because I was watching them. I was watching 3 at a time, or 3 back to back to back. And then, all right, let's start writing and then go on to watch the next 3. Ooh. And I was really mad at myself for making that decision because I just wanted to go, yeah, let me go to the next episode because wow, that I thought was really good. And I almost felt like if they had just done, here are our first 3 episodes of Daredevil, go nuts, that would have been, people would have lost their minds, there were all kinds of whatever and theories. I really think this show works so much better on a week-to-week basis where you got to let that sit for a week, because this was one where I think we talked about it last week. I said there are episodes that you're not going to want to go right ahead and binge, and it's better for you not to do that. And I thought this one was a great example of that, because we see Matt doing his, I'm not Daredevil, I'm just kind of doing what I need to do, being a blind guy. And Matt Murdock, the lawyer, and we see the flaws in both sides of that, which I thought is so great. And I feel like with this show, it's not a thing of how do we keep him out of the costume as long as possible, because they can actually work around it in a way that makes sense without it feeling like they're just trying so desperately to hold off on using special effects or having Charlie Cox run around in this costume. I think it all makes sense. What do you think?
I mean, especially because this isn't super heavy on CGI, it helps. It makes a well-rounded character. I mean, because if he was Daredevil all the time, you'd probably get numb to all the fighting. But when Matt is kind of, hey, I'm trying to do what I think is right based on what I've had in my experience, and then you see that. I mean, I think next episode that you're going to see him in the costume. I'm pretty sure I could put money on he will be in the costume next episode, and we're in for a good episode. I mean, I thought this episode was good, but I think next episode definitely going to have some good repercussions. Yeah, act like you haven't seen it. Yes, Jeff.
No, I paused. I was trying to remember what happened in that episode. One other question I have for you that's not a spoiler. Early on, I think this is the first or second. I think it was the first episode. We meet a new love interest for Matt, and I was like, Karen, who? After their first scene together, and I've not cared about Karen and Karen's lack of involvement in this season whatsoever. Have you missed Karen? Do you like his new love interest, Heather, or kind of like, why does he need one?
I think he actually weirdly enough, him having a love interest also gets that like, hey, I need to be this normal lawyer dude a whole lot more. I have to care about it's not just about me seeking to help everybody, because I'm trying to have this grounded life. And then he makes other choices that changes that around, or sees things that say, hey, I can't do that. So I think that's necessary. I have liked his new love interest mostly because her subplots so far have not just revolved around Matt. It's bringing other characters like, hey, I'm doing this with Kingpin, and I don't even know. I mean, I think I'm Kingpin's lawyer. I mean, therapist, but we'll see where that goes.
This much I can tell you, yes, to what you said, that continues throughout. She's not a anchor on the story. And it's certainly not like, oh gosh, we're going to a Heather scene. Boo. Get back to Matt. Like her stuff matters. It makes sense. And as the season continues to progress, it's like, wow, okay, this is so good. And I really didn't miss Karen or whoever else. And I think Daredevil really reiterated the importance of secret identities. Because I know it's like, for whatever reason, when they do these movies, oh, he's lying to those people closest to him. And he's got to be honest, he's a hero. It's bogus. And I think when you have a hero who's trying to protect their secret identity from their people closest to them, it makes the whole decision to be a hero more of a challenge, more of a man. If I get caught doing this, it's going to be a problem. And it really sets up some really fun, interesting dynamics. So, like, hey, I think Daredevil's crazy. Huh? Oh, yeah. Why would you say that? And I really love that dynamic, and I wish they would do that more often with other characters, because if everybody knows the secret identity, it's not really.
It's hard. I mean, the thing is, it's harder. I think Superman, when they were trying, they're also complaining about, oh, we don't want to write Superman is a liar, so we're going to get rid of Clark Kent. To me, it showed the fallacy of it. It was, okay, if everybody knows he's Superman, it's open season on everybody else. I cannot hurt you, but everybody else, you have no chance.
Especially with Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. I mean, you have so many super powered villains that I know I have no chance against Superman. But if I'm, let's say, scared, hell, I can be Scarecrow and come to visit Metropolis. I didn't say
Scarecrow's not a legitimate villain to fight Superman.
It's like, but I could, if I want to get my rep up, hey, I can do something to mess with Superman.
I mean, they did that with Injustice really great. MLC's her, I think the new love interest having her new clients is either going to be too coincidental or brilliant. This is fun because I will not ruin. I hate when people do this stuff. I will say one of your choices, right? It works out because I feel like you're watching the show because you want that stuff to work out and be good. It does, and it's really clever the way the season plays out. I won't spoil anything else on that. It just, from watching it, it feels really rewarding how they pay stuff off, and it's like, cool. That was really great.
Okay. Hold on, John. Chief, since you were watching Daredevil season 2, this is where Karen starts. Is Karen working at the law firm all season?
No, she's with the paper.
Okay. So in the second season, we have a love interest to switch from Karen to Elektra.
It was better than Karen.
Yeah, and it was like Karen was very much, we're trying to get deep into Kingpin. I mean, trying to figure out who Frank is at this point. And it's, even though she's there, it's like, okay, I enjoyed the Frank with Daredevil scenes more than digging into the mystery of Frank. I'm hoping his new love interest kind of gets you in that, hey, I am main story, not B story, kind of how it's been going so far.
Were you asking him a question?
I'm just saying.
I was like, he paused. Like, I was like, is there a question?
No. Because initially, like, I was gonna, because my question was more so what Karen was doing. I'm trying not. I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but
you know what, man? I mean, for the Daredevil, I mean, especially season 2, it's hard to. If you got another identity, it's hard to get with a person who doesn't know what it is and reject a person who does know what it is. Like, it's too much. He had to do too much maneuvering. Sometimes they didn't make it easy. Like, I feel like, if she had known the truth, they would have got together. You know what I mean? It would have been an easier come together thing. I think
Karen doesn't know his identity.
You said what now?
Karen doesn't know his identity.
I don't believe she does now.
Okay.
But that was always the problem with it. And you know, Electra knew, you know. So, you know, if you can't be your authentic self with a person.
See Electra? Sorry.
What have I seen her?
Yeah.
You know what, man? I like Karen better.
Wow.
You watched True Blood, didn't you?
I have a thing for redheads. Huh? I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.
All right, guys. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, I might be back next week.
Maybe.
But no, I
think
I've got a thing for redheads. I always have. You know what I mean? So you give me a redhead, and then the way her hair falls over, and she's always got her ear sticking out. I'm in love.
Wow. Okay. All right. Anyway,
it's the details.
it really was. I mean,
the way it just cut. He said left ear so good.
See, hey, look, he knows what I'm talking about. It's something about redheads, man. I mean, look, you know what I mean? It's
what's that snow glare?
Yeah.
Let's see, David Thanos. They're doing a good job introducing new characters that you don't know about. I really like Kirsten. I think she's been a great addition. Jerry has been really fun. Like I think they have done an amazing job of throwing in these new people, like Kingpin's whole staff. I don't find any of them irritating. This was like a real triumph for the entire season. I was not irritated with characters that I was supposed to be invested in. Chief, still a man of taste, says James.
Hey man, listen, I gotta make y'all proud, man. I come with the real. I'm not gonna be like, oh, redhead. I'm like, yeah, point me to that redhead. Also the ear thing. He knows what I'm talking about because the ear is always just it's like, oh, that's so cute. And then you know what do you want
like your dramatic pause there.
Right. Wide-eyed looking. Yes.
Right. You know what I mean?
Electra was the side chick that knew everything that you like to do. Michael Solis.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I don't know nothing about that. Yeah. Look. I mean, I do enjoy a little. Yeah, I do enjoy a good ginger. You know what I mean? What can I tell you, man? I'm only human.
So she likes MJ more than Felicia Hardy. I mean,
yeah. Well, you know,
I feel like in that case he needs to.
I was like,
yeah. Right, you know what I mean? MJ was always, you know, that redhead, man, that fiery redhead. I just take me with you, baby.
Here's a question for you. Based on the Spider-Man movie universe, Kirsten Dunst's MJ or Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy?
So
really?
Kirsten Dunst was never a true redhead to me. So I can't go with that. Although the rain scene, if you watch the rain scene in slow motion, it is amazing. Watch it again, slow it down.
I'm sorry. That's not a competition. Look.
Okay. Like I said, slow it down. You'll see some things you'll be like, oh. So and then, but yeah, Emma Stone is, you know, she's a cutie. So
okay. So here's the weird casting on this. I know Kristen Dunst was a bigger star than the person about to name, but
okay.
No, I'm saying I would think Elijah Dushku from True Lies and Bring It On, who also is with Kirsten Dunst, would have probably been a better redhead match for Toby.
I guess, man. Or maybe they should have just got a redhead. I don't know. But that's just me.
The real problem. MJ in the comic books was like this firecracker, like the life of the party. Everybody wants to be with her. She likes the spotlight, the attention. She's not a jerk, but she's also like, I am a supermodel. I'm used to cameras being in front of me. Kirsten Dunst was way more Gwen Stacy. Oh, that's my cute neighbor next door kind of, and it was just like this big clash. So like she's going, I'm in Hollywood, like whatever, or Broadway, I'm like yeah, whatever.
I mean, Broadway is a very different acting versus what I mean. As I always say, like especially during that time period, Shannon Elizabeth was
Slow it down.
Slow motion.
Slow motion for me.
like you need. I mean, like you needed somebody. I mean, like tall, kind of like modelly, and that wasn't Kirsten Dunst.
No, at all. What do Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Scott Summers have in common? More than two of them realize. Jean Grey or Phoenix. You got to go with Phoenix. Any woman that can hold back your damaging optic blast, you got to go with her.
Yeah.
Whoops. Ski Raider. Daredevil keeps casting lovely hotties. No complaints. Karen, Heather, Rosario, Electric, etc. Even Vanessa's doing her thing. That's Clark Kent's mom.
I mean, like she really does a great job of bouncing off like Kingpin. Like she really is like, I got this, Wilson. Send me down.
She's cool. I think she's a really good actress. Like her 5 minutes in Man of Steel, I was like, yeah, that was cool. Lefty Two Lions, what's up, Big? Hey, what's good? What a week indeed, my friend.
Mm-hmm. And we only at the midway point. That's the bad part.
So glad it's almost over. Blake, Chief, did you hate it when Bryce Dallas Howard was Gwen? No, that was was she? I forgot about Spider-Man 3. Whew. Was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 and changed her hair from red to white?
Like, Bryce Dallas is amazing, bro. You know what I mean? I could just sit there and watch her eat cornbread for hours. You want another thing of cornbread?
As long as she flows her hair back a little bit every time.
You know what I mean? I just don't understand why. Like she could, that's what I'm saying. You could have casted a redhead. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard. Come on, man.
They casted for star, not.
I don't even think Shorty was that. Shorty wasn't no big star to me though. Like
person, I'm with you. Like she
I
was
never thought right.
Bring It On, but I wouldn't say she was a star of that movie.
I wouldn't say she was she was like she was in some okay shows, like okay movies. Like what's the dude that everybody used to be on in a minute? The dude from Clueless, the black guy.
Donald Faison?
Yeah. But I don't consider Donald Faison a star. But he used to be around on a lot of shows and a lot of movies. But I wouldn't consider, and I felt like Kirsten Dunst was that type of person. Like a Donald Faison. Like she was there, but she never really, you know what I mean?
She was bringing you to the yard.
Yeah, to superstardom.
Fully agree.
I don't know. Not like Bryce Howard.
I mean, I think that's what. Oh gosh, is the one who was actually cast as Gwen Stacy, and the Amazing Spider-Man was like, that's who you should have cast as MJ. Like her presence from Easy A was like, that's what you want right there, for MJ. Like he was. She was
man.
That movie for
that's why. I mean, that movie failed on so many levels. You talking about the what's my guy? The Tobey Maguire joint, right?
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, that was Tobey Maguire, right?
Yeah.
That movie failed on so many levels, man. That movie, so they just we're gonna cast wrong, we're gonna make this movie some garbage. And that's what they did. So what are you gonna do, man? Sometimes you just gotta forget that these things happen.
Yeah, Blake, I was trying to think of her name and I was just like stuck on that song, but I could not, of course, remember the other actress. Here's a question for the ages. Chief, Bryce Dallas Howard versus Jessica Chastain. I'm not Jessica Chastain.
So not to put this in a redhead thing, but
I thought this was what we were doing.
I think that's what Blake's asking for.
Listen, Blake. And I don't mean to sound crass, but have you seen the body on Bryce Dallas Howard?
Like I said, not to sound crass.
I'm sorry. I like to be PC here.
I'm just saying. She's beautiful. And
no offense.
Jessica's cool. She's pretty and all that. But yeah, if you was gonna look at the Bryce Howard, you'd be like, oh nah. I mean, I could think about that's the reason why I watched that silly ass Jurassic Park. I didn't go to watch Jurassic Park for Star-Lord. That's not why I went in there.
You didn't watch it for this, Chief.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now I feel you, brother. I mean, look, you can't go wrong. But yeah, Blake. That thing nice, man. And yeah. But Jessica, Jessica got his own thing. I mean, listen. If you going out for steak dinners, you would take them both out that week for a steak dinner. Look, order a la carte. Go ahead, order the mac and cheese with the lobster mac and cheese. Go on, get what you want. You know what I mean?
The night is all on you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? She gonna order petite steak anyways. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
Jamin, I'm in the Bryce fan club, but how about Christina Hendricks?
Excellent choice. Excellent. You know what I mean? I even like, to be honest with you, I liked when they Scarlett Johansson, when she played Black Widow, has a redhead. I thought she was an amazing looking redhead. It's just something about redheads though. Unlimited car buffet, yeah, man. That's how you got to do it, man. That's how you got to do it.
If you could be on our text thread right now, thanks, bro. Bryce Dallas Howard. David Thanos introduces Isla Fisher. I know.
Answer the chat.
Find you.
Hey man, but all that being said, there were better choices than Kirsten Dunst.
Absolutely.
So after all these redheads that we pointed out, there were better choices.
Oh. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said she wasn't that. I mean, Toby was probably your bigger star, so you probably could have done a little more chemistry testing with some other folks.
Well played, Blake. All right.
Not saying anything on that one.
All right. So there's some big news. In case anyone thought that this might not happen, John Wick Chapter 5 is now in production.
What?
No, this is shocking. Absolutely shocking news to hear. Who would have seen this coming?
Wait a minute. Are you sure?
I'm positive it is coming. We're getting it. Just a reminder, the first film came out back in 2014, which seems like a really long time ago now. And worldwide, it made $86 million. The budget was $20 million, so it was a hit right away. And let's see if this continues the trend. The second one, John Wick Chapter 2, $174 million off of a budget of all right, no budget announced there, and I'm not paying for Box Office Mojo Pro. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, $328 million worldwide. Jeez. It had a budget of $75 million. This thing is a real return on the investment. And John Wick Chapter 4, one of my favorite movies that year, it made $440 million. So every installment of this series is made more than the last film, and not a lot of franchises that can say that. So it was zero shocks when they announced we're getting a fifth one.
I wonder what Keanu Reeves' cut is. I wonder if he takes in the DVD profits, or
he probably has like the Robert Downey Jr. thing. He's a producer and gets a cut. Yeah, but okay. Here's the thing, because I just read something where it quoted and said that Keanu Reeves says John Wick is dead, and that's why we're like, I was all, oh man, I was hoping for a fifth one, but Keanu says he's dead. I accept he's dead.
He said they had to wait for him out. I mean, the dog goes, I mean, come on. Ski Raider goes, oops.
Oh, I mean, they definitely did.
Continental goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean,
did anyone watch Continental on Peacock?
I did not. Because it's on Peacock 1. And it's on my list of shows I want to watch. I will talk about a show I did actually finish watching. Yay me. Blake Tarpley. Keanu is one lucky guy to falling into this franchise. After Matrix, wasn't he doing movies in Japan? I think he was doing some stuff with Vinny Chase. But yeah, I don't remember him doing much of anything of consequence.
Yeah, he did
Ronin. That is solid.
Yeah, he did Ronin. What was it?
47 Ronin? That one? Yeah.
And he did the other movie with Mike Tyson or something.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we can spread it out a little bit more. I don't want to get burnt out, but I mean, those action scenes, I'm like, yeah, keep them coming. Yeah. Jalen Parks, Adrian Palicki was in John Wick. I have a point, but she was in there. Lady J. John Wick pulling a Sherlock. Keanu said he was dead until he saw the check, says Michael Soldier.
Yeah. Hey, a hell of a check will bring you back to life.
Hey, listen, that's a Myles Garrett check. Well, hey, I'm never playing again.
It's not about the money.
Right.
It is. Until I see the check. Snake Eyes, I just want more John Wick movies. Absolutely. David Thanos, the ballerina looks decent. I'm looking forward to seeing the ballerina. She holds up a impromptu MacGyver flamethrower. I was like, I mean, all you had to do was say from the studio that brought you John Wick and from the people who brought you John Wick. I don't even need to see the cameo. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But then, I mean, she literally makes a blowtorch.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one, but it's like, hey, just don't have her pulling out an Arnold Schwarzenegger rocket launcher. I'm cool. Just go with the actual ballerina part and we'll be cool.
Bridget Regan was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, she was in Agent Peggy Carter or Agent Carter. And throw in nobody sequels. Oh. Ski Raider. Wick gots to kick butt in after. There you go. That's the sequel for you.
Yeah. Everybody's killed coming back for revenge.
There you go. John Wick goes to hell. It's not about the money. It's about the fans. Exactly, Michael. Serious. How many times did I see Chapter 4 in theaters? 2, 3? It was way more than my normal. I discovered her in Friday After Next. Friday Night Lights, and she did the pilot for a Wonder Woman reboot. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That outfit was like, yep, this is not getting made. And it did not. So it wasn't too shocking. We got.
I'm sorry. No. Did you hear watch the little trailer of like the subject of the plot?
Didn't need to. Didn't need to. It looked awful.
Yeah.
David Thanos, John Wick goes to hell and gets saved by Constantine. I love it. That would be great. Thank you, Zaybot. That would have been awesome.
I heard they're supposed to be talking. They're in talks for the new Constantine, aren't they?
Always a rumor.
Know what happened there?
Another movie that never mind. All right, we'll go on.
Well, no, I mean, I think what they always keep saying is they can't figure out a script for it. But
how could you not figure out a script for Constantine? All right, they had a whole show, a whole TV show, a really good first season, one and done. That had several premises they could have stretched out to a movie. I mean, there was a lot they could have done.
Demons, right?
Okay, but in our first Constantine movie, we used angels, demons, and Lucifer. It's like, okay, what do you have? I mean, like, we've already brought out our big gun.
When the devil did his little clap.
So you're trying to figure out what do we do is like a big storyline. Like, how? I mean, we don't have a TV show amount of time to tell a story. Because, I mean, that's one of the criminal sins of TV was Constantine getting canceled after one season.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like, a movie, it's like, all right, how much can we go into John Constantine doing the John Constantine thing? And he's not Matt Ryan, okay? That's the weird thing.
I mean, but what is any other movie? I mean, for 1 second, let's talk John Wick. What does John Wick do different than any other John Wick? Nothing. What does Fast and Furious do different than any other Fast and Furious? Nothing. What does the Equalizer do different than any other Equalizer? Nothing.
Okay,
So
so
here's
Chief, here's the weird thing. Matt Ryan has played Constantine longer than Keanu Reeves. And he's done a lot as the character. And it's like, okay, are we going to take something Matt Ryan has done, or are we going to do something new? And I think that would still be the problem. Like,
I don't care.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Whatever. You ever see a beautiful girl and be like, is that her hair? Is that a weave? And you be like, man, I don't give a shit. Because you don't care. You don't care. It doesn't matter if it's her hair or if it's a weave. It doesn't matter. And that's the same thing. The same applies to Constantine. It doesn't matter if it's this guy or that guy or this storyline or that storyline. I just want the movie made. You know what I mean? I want to see demons. I want to see devils. And I want to see them now. That's it. That's it, man. It's always some mumbo jumbo. It's just this Blade crap. How long has this Blade crap been going on? Like, bro, it's vampires.
And a dude that kills vampires.
Grab a damn pen and write. It's vampires. It's vampires and a man with a sword. So what the hell else? Like, you don't need anything. Like, what are you trying to do?
Hey, Chief, don't forget the sunglasses.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, are you trying to make it some kind of art thing? Blade now wears glasses and teaches at a college. You don't have to do that.
Here's the bad thing. There was a thought of trying to make Blade the secondary character again in a Blade movie. It was going to be, hey, how about we have Blade teach his young daughter to get rid of Blade? It's like, that was the initial premise of the Blade movie. It's like, everybody should have been fired, and they rightfully were. It was like, as soon as that idea pops off somebody's desk, it was like, you're fired. Get out of here. Don't collect the check. Don't look at the pictures you put on the desk. Get out of here. So it should be very easy. Everybody has 9,000 ideas for Blade movie. It should just be a go. Like, come on.
Yeah, well, there's 9,000 ideas. Pick one, and then make it 8,999 left. Just pick an idea, man. Open a comic. Crack a comic open. I don't care how you do it. I don't care none of this stuff, man. It's all this stuff here. You know how many crappy storylines we get every year? All the time we go and see this crap. Put it together, man. Put a movie together. We say all the time on this show, yo, go to the source. Go buy a comic book and then follow a story. It'll cost you $20 to follow a storyline in a comic book and be like, you know what? We spent $20. Let's put the writers on this storyline and let's get it out to the people. That's it. It's simple for so many things. And they try to make it just so damn tough. Y'all throw money at a movie about a penny rolling down the street and it's an evil penny. But you won't throw no money at Constantine. You won't throw no money at Blade. You won't throw any money. You threw money at a damn monster coming from the sky and got frozen. I don't even know the Eternals. You threw money at that. This damn thing frozen in the sky. Just you threw money at that, but you won't throw anything that's proven to make money. People want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Blade. I think that's the. This is just conjecture, but there's no way you don't have a good Blade idea. It's all right. We have 1,000 vampire stories. Just insert Blade into it. And
Right.
how does Blade resolve it?
It's like Twilight with Blade.
Hey,
I mean, heck,
Blade and Selena go off to fight vampires. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say, and I've watched all these movies, so I'm not completely crapping on. You could put Blade in Twilight, okay? Blade finds out about this covenant of vampires living in Romania. Blade goes to get rid of vampire covenant. Like,
put it together, man. I just,
All right. Here's one. Blade is called from my movie producing hat. Blade is called to rescue an heiress from a castle, and it turns out the heiress is the head of this vampire clan. They've tried to set Blade up. So Blade has to fight his way out. It's like Blade, or it's like Abigail, but with Blade. That's my elevator pitch. Done.
Yeah. But wait, that's not as stupid as, all right, I got Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Or maybe Blade gets a lantern ring. I don't give a damn. And all he can do is swords. So when he hits his lantern ring, all comes. I don't care. Throw some money at it.
Better suit though than Bacon.
Bro, we need something, man. We need something. I'm tired of all the good movies going to waste, and and we just keep getting this crap.
Yeah. The thing is, you were just saying how the John Wick movies budget were not crazy.
Rip.
What's going on, Big Rip? They're not crazy budgets, so you can throw Blade that goes into Doom's Secret Wars easy. It's like, hey, it's still just a vampire. He could have Vampire World in there, and he's doing that. He's not. Hey, mentioning Blade doesn't matter. It's like, hey, I was in Transylvania, and I saw this Blade guy out there. Like, there's nothing hard about this.
There's nothing hard about it.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Blade is the easiest hero to do anything with because you don't have to think. Vampires exist, so does Blade. He'll kill the vampires. Any scenario you want to put him in, and you got the multiverse, great. Here's Vampire World, just like you said. There is no scenario in which Blade doing something. Blade in space, fighting space vampires. It doesn't matter. He has a sword. He's got all kinds of cool tech to kill vampires. That's all he needs to do.
And a serum.
And 30 Days of Night is great. I will not stand for it being underrated. That movie's awesome.
That movie is awesome, bro.
That is the gold standard of vampire movies. Like, no.
What vampires killed his dog?
Hey, man. I'd be after them too if they killed mine.
Star Wars, but with lantern rings. I got you.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, man. Let's do something. Let's do something, man. But 30 Days of Night, man. Love it.
Blade is tracking the 30 Days of Night vampires all over the globe.
Yeah, man.
Family. Rock's gonna flex and break off his cast, hit it with the rock bottom. John Cena's gonna go, and then Roman Reigns is gonna
Yeah, man. The material, like I said, man, they doing too much. The material's out there. It's already out there, man. Like, think about how many of us would have went and saw. We just talked about it a couple of joints ago. A Kingdom Come movie. The Gulag. You know what I mean? Like, you have movies, bro. You have movies. They're ready to be made. You have source material. Thousands. I went to the comic book store the other day. Nice. I was like, yo, everybody's got a comic. Everybody's got a comic, man. I saw a Venom comic. I remember Venom used to just be in Spider-Man, but he's got his own comic now. Everybody has a comic. I thought I saw a Lois Lane comic. There's just she's walking around reporting. You know what I mean? She doesn't do anything else in the comic. There's just comics, bro. And all you have to do is just grab a comic. There's a great story in there. And they don't do that. They just, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel when you don't have to. The wheel is already perfect. It's round. It rolls. You can have wooden. You can have rubber. You can have whatever. It's rolling. The wheel is perfect as it is. There's nothing else you can do to it. Nothing else. You don't need to do anything else. You know? So I'm we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, but they can make it so easy, man.
The only way you can truly mess up a Blade movie.
Yeah, not making Blade movies. You think most of the world's forgot? Well, they may have forgotten about Dre, but they're not forgetting about Blade thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine, which everyone's like, oh yeah, we love those Blade movies. Except for that whack Dracula in part 3.
That didn't count.
Yeah, that joint, man.
Venom has a ton of comics. He does. Way too many. Way too many. Him, Deadpool, Harley Quinn, all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has their own comic now. Yeah, I remember Spider-Ham. You know what I mean? I was talking to you the other day about Gru.
Yeah.
You remember Gru when we were young?
Yeah, of course.
The samurai?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a joke. Yes.
Okay. Everybody has a comic.
I was thinking that line that Connie said in Godfather, but it wasn't going to work. So that's why I had paused there for a moment.
Okay. I thought you had to fought.
They work.
Hey man, yeah, they work to mess it up, man. They want to turn the wheel into squares.
What if we did squares and triangles?
You know what I mean?
All right, well,
Pentagons work really well.
Yeah. All right. So since you guys have queued me up perfectly, let's go on to this news. Stranger Things Sadie Sink has now been cast to appear in Spider-Man 4, but the rumor mill is already out there. Hey, she's gonna play Black Cat, even though she's a redhead. And hey, Chief, I know you're feeling this. Or maybe she's showing up as a precursor to the X-Men's arrival into the MCU. Which would you rather see?
Now, who's this?
Don't you know we love her, sweet Sadie?
Sadie.
Last week we were talking about potential Jean Grey casting.
That was a couple weeks ago. I'm throwing this up for you, Chief. Let me get a good non-Stranger Things image, because they definitely try to age her down. Let me do this. And I don't want to make any of the Stranger Things cast look too old. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, that was needlessly shady. Maybe I shouldn't do this one. So you can see her with her hair down. So you can really see what she looks like to get a sense. I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but here you go. Your guess is she's Firestar. Huh. There's an idea.
Yeah.
What's in the cup, Jace?
I just got water.
Oh. Sippy cup. All right, so that's Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. She's gonna be in Spider-Man 4. I don't feel like this is a great picture.
Okay.
Firestar.
No, can't cancel Blade. She beat the demon in Stranger Things with a Kate Bush song. Yeah. So what do you think, Chief? Jean Grey, Black Cat.
I guess so, because I mean, obviously, I don't know all the X-Men. That means all the X-Men are coming in young.
Coming in young.
Because in my mind, I'm picturing the X-Men that we have now, and they're all old.
I hate that idea. Like, I really, really, really hate that idea. By the way,
are them coming in young?
Yeah, I want them to be around the same age. I don't need them. What I want is for Bobby Drake, Iceman, to be Human Torch and Spider-Man's age, but I want him to be the young one of the X-Men, not like everybody's that same age.
But the problem is, if I'm casting X-Men, I want the X-Men to be around for 10 plus years. I can't have them be the same age as Robert Downey Jr.
I didn't say his age. So there's a happy medium between Robert Downey Jr., who's 60, and then Tom Holland. So
Tom Holland's 28 years old.
See, this is my problem with the movies, especially when they're bad. This is Jean Grey, and you see how many things are not showing up the comic. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just black spandex and terrible.
Sophia Turner was like that was like easy casting. It was like, yeah, perfect, good job.
Yeah.
So Sophie Turner doesn't want to come back, or
no? They're doing an updated version. We don't want to confuse people. Maybe she'll show up in Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Yeah, man. I all right.
No thoughts one way or the other. I'm wondering because she was rumored. We talked about this to be in the heavy running consideration to play Jean Grey. I'm curious when is Spider-Man 4 supposed to come out? I guess that's what really determines when this all plays out for release. Spider-Man 4 is set, sort of, kind of. Sort of, kind of. This doesn't seem accurate at all. For July 31st. But I guess they did say it was going to come out around in July 31st.
July 31st of this year?
Yeah. Next year.
Oh, about to say.
Okay, you could, I mean, because of the events of Multiverse of Madness, you could always say someone from another Earth came in over there accidentally. But
I suppose it's supposed. All right, so Doomsday is supposed to come out May 1st, and if you wanted to do the younger X-Men, you could introduce them in Doomsday, which is looking like it's going to be all the different multiverse Earths in one realm. And I guess you could cheat and throw the X-Men. Hey, you're the X-Men from this Earth, and then they come through whenever they set it back to whatever the prime Earth is going to be.
Well, I mean, here's the weird thing. I'm still trying to figure out when they are going to try and pay off the actual post-credit scene from the Marvels. That's what I would like.
Don't worry about that. I mean, well, they have Monica stranded out there, so she's got to be there at some point. It's just a matter of how fast she leaves them. Oh, by the way, I was with some of the mutants. Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah. I mean, it was just Carol and Beast that we saw, right? Try to remember.
Yeah,
I rewatched that. Yeah, but the Beast, man, they did such a great job on him. I would actually just see that kind of care put into Beast for real in a full life movie. So that's that. More Avengers Doomsday notes, though, I thought were kind of interesting. So the Russo brothers talked to Tech Radar, and they said they're going to be drawing inspiration from the very first Secret Wars that was published back in 1984, and the Jonathan Hickman version from 2015. And they said, well, we always create our own version of the story, so we use the comics as loose inspiration. But I grew up on the original run. That's something that got me into Marvel comic books. The Hickman run is also fantastic, and they're very different from each other in a lot of ways, so we'll draw inspiration from both of them. Now, looking at how they were inspired by Civil War, Infinity War, I think them adapting both sounds really possible and likely to work for them because they understand how to do this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. They said this is going to be the only thing that was going to bring them back to the MCU. So they're all set. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. What do you guys think?
Hey, Jeff, what's that thing you just said? Did they reference something that existed?
Yeah.
So, wow. It's like they actually have 50 years of comic books to actually reference and make stories of. Who knew you could do that?
Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, just by saying, hey, we're gonna use the Cliff Note version and then create a larger story we want, I think that already is giantly positive. Like, other than saying, I've never actually read Secret Wars, but I'm sure we can come up with some good ideas. Like, no, that
doesn't make the fans happy. Jane, wait a minute. You don't think that Sadie chick could be playing Mary Jane? See, I kind of think if they were to do that, that would be weak sauce because they've kind of established that Zendaya is playing MJ, and they've really gone out of their way to be like, she's not Mary Jane, but she's MJ. And if we learn, like, oh yeah, my name is really Mary Joseph, that would be whack. And yeah, they didn't ever establish her as MJ Watson, but they basically have done that. And I think it would send the wrong message to be like, actually, no, she doesn't look like the character in the comic book.
Yeah.
You're the one that does. I think that would be a massive problem for them, especially since they've really never done that with stuff.
No, that wouldn't work. I think they would. I think you'd look. I mean, I think Tom Holland would veto it. Like, not a chance.
Well, I don't think he would care one way or the other. He's marrying Zendaya, like whatever.
I do not want my wife to have lower billing than somebody who's coming in. So no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, the Undertaker doesn't go for that either. Unless he turned out, I agree. Great voice for Beast, but he wasn't X-Men First Class. He was X-Men. That was funny.
All right, Jeff. Do you think they would have? I know I sent you I've been sending you 9,000 things on Instagram. But do you think they would ever use Ned's alter ego in like the next Spider-Man?
Oh no, this Ned is not built that way. I mean, wait,
Has a hobgoblin?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, especially from
Exactly.
from a Secret War. I mean, you could use. I mean, he is Hobgoblin.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I reiterate.
Yeah, I
Maybe from the redheaded Mary Jane world. Not from this one. Not from this one, bro.
how do I say this in the right way?
Yeah.
He's not
Politically correct, Jeff.
he's the guy in the chair.
I mean, like it's a little video I said. It's like he's like when Ned says, "Hey, I promise you, I'm never going to become a supervillain."
Yes,
It
that
will
was
be
for
like,
you.
That is
That was
true.
for you.
and he very. I mean, it's like, hey, and for folks in the know, y'all knew, hey, he actually is a supervillain.
No.
Okay, still,
That was kind of like how they were teasing Killer Frost and Vibe in Flash before they did, and it was like, ugh, he doesn't need to be surrounded by superheroes.
bad.
Firestar would be cooler.
Oh shit!
Hey, he's making a glider.
Hey, yeah.
Man, we're getting canceled. Hey, I forgot. It's a new world. We ain't getting canceled.
We can't. Actually, it's a new world. We can't get canceled.
Exactly. So
I'm just saying. I mean, I had all kinds of problems with the Green Goblin's first outfit and the very first Spider-Man, and I thought they largely fixed it. I just wanted him to put that cool mask back on with the hood that he was rocking. I mean, it was like we had the perfect Green Goblin costume at various points of the movie. They just didn't put it all together. But yeah, I want to see Hobgoblin look like Hobgoblin from the comics. I don't want to see Ned running around in a baggy hoodie in like an orange goblin mask, because that's gonna look whack compared to what we've seen from Green Goblin already.
okay.
30 rib shacks were hit.
Here's too far. Here's Chief.
Habitual line stepper.
Oh man. So yeah. I can't see that. Don't want to see it at all. Let's see here. Man. All right. Here's some interesting news, Chief. I am anxiously awaiting your take on this one. So there's some rumors that the good folks at Warner Brothers are not happy with how things have been going with their movies. I don't know if you guys had any interest in seeing this movie, Mickey 17, starring Batman.
Uh-huh.
I never even heard of it.
It's a clone movie. It's like Multiplicity, basically.
Yeah, he dies a couple of,
Yeah, he just keeps coming back.
hijinks happen.
Yeah, wacky hijinks happen. It opened last week, barely won. Its budget is 19 million. Domestically, it made 23 million this opening weekend. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, 48 million. That's not great because the word of mouth is plus this movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. Problem.
But they didn't promote it. I've never even heard of it. So
you're just not watching TV. It's been all over.
I haven't seen it.
The Super Bowl.
I feel like
it's only a budget for 19 million, right?
I think it's a 20.
It's just already turned a profit.
All right. I feel like it's a Nike sneaker app drop.
19 million. And it made 23 million domestically this opening weekend and 47 or 48 worldwide.
Yeah, so double of the budget is usually what a movie costs to make and promote. So it's clear that.
Mickey who? Mickey what?
Had a friend that even though I've been better, let them in the cold with a thin sweater.
Yeah, I don't know. I had no interest in watching that movie.
Okay, well, the fact that it was directed by the same.
Well, I wanted to hear you say his name. Say his name.
Not a chance. I don't have it in my head. But
Parasite
director from Parasite. It was like, okay, if somebody tells me it's good, I'll check it out. I mean, just like I said last week, if before Wonder Woman 84, if you said Patty Jenkins was attached to something, I would have gone and seen it.
Patty
now,
Jenkins.
Not a chance. But I actually like Parasite, so if somebody said, "Hey, this is the same caliber," I'd have been there.
I never even heard of it, but what is Batman doing?
So that was the movie that he just starred in this weekend. Hold on real fast here. They just released it today, Justin. Ooh. And Michael Solis, they promoted it a lot. They did. It was on everything.
I never saw it.
You probably were like, this doesn't look good. I'm not interested. That's probably what happened. But anyway, Warner Brothers is not really feeling like they've had a lot of success at the box office. Joker, Fool-a-Doo, Fool Me Once, Fool Me Twice, Fool Me Do, did not work out.
Mm-hmm. We knew that was a musical. Once we heard that was a musical, we knew it was going to work out.
To say lukewarm garbage. So
they had a fishbowl with the names.
Yeah. So they're in a bit of a problem here because they've had too many films not work out. Yeah, Jace, you can't say it.
See, I didn't know it. I would have.
Max not promoted, talking about why they didn't check out Mickey Flicky. Shalimar would work 100. So anyway, they've had a bad run. They tried making good movies. That might help.
Exactly.
Anyway, their stuff has not worked. So now they're putting Egg 1 and Egg 42, all of them in between, on Superman. And there's a rumor going around now that Superman is an almost incalculable importance to Warner Brothers Discovery. There's genuine fear that Warner Brothers could go the route of 20th Century Fox and be absorbed by another studio like maybe Amazon. They can pick them up and go, great, you're not doing much of use. And in this article or rumor mill, the DC license is what's really keeping Warner Brothers rolling, and just in terms of like we can make a rack of money if we have more films like the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, where we're making billions of dollars before the MCU just took over and destroyed all of our hopes and dreams. They are hoping that Superman does that. And so they're putting a lot of pressure on the Superman movie. So if this movie doesn't work, maybe there's going to be all kinds of upheaval and turmoil within the larger skew of Warner Brothers if Superman doesn't do well. What do you think?
WB. I think Superman is going to be great.
This is last.
Save them.
I don't know why I started with you. I really don't know why I started off with you.
They shall be saved. A child shall lead them. Superman shall be fantastic. Let them come. Let them view. Eat your popcorn. Enjoy your Twizzlers. Pay the money. Not matinee now. Full price.
Full price. And IMAX too.
So there it is, man. You know what, man? They deserve everything they got. You put out Wonder Woman 1984. You get what you deserve.
Wow.
You had $1 billion franchise, and you said, you know what? We're gonna smoke that crack and write a movie while we're high on it. And pretty much that would happen. You know what I mean?
I would have thought that would have provided them greater clarity.
No, it did not provide greater clarity because the whole time they were thinking, where can we get more crack? So, and that's what happened. So, all right, finish the script. He's not going to stay out there on that corner forever. You know, so now we got what we got. And as far as Superman, and I don't care. They ruined it for me. As everybody in the chat already knows, the Man of Steel, they ruined it for me there. And then the Flash. They just started. Even if they were going to take a new direction, DC Films, I guess Warner Brother, right? That Warner Brother DC Films? Okay. Mm-hmm. Even if they're going to take a new direction, you should still have cared about the characters you had out. You know what I mean? You just kind of discarded everybody on your way to the new direction. Let's crash this Porsche and then hope we get another one next year.
Only if you work hard, Chief.
Right. So you crashed the car you were driving in. Good car. Hey. Oh, right. And now we're here with this. You're hoping that this thing survives. And you know what, movie guy, man, I hope it's great. I hope you go in there and it's so great that you don't even eat your popcorn because you couldn't even think about it because everything on the screen was so exciting. But I have a feeling that you will finish your popcorn. And after you finish your popcorn, I have a feeling you will leave out to get more popcorn, not even caring what's going on the screen. I'm out. Damn, I'm still hungry. Well, ain't nothing happening in here. Let me go grab another thing of popcorn.
It's a lot of popcorn buckets. They make those.
Well, he got a small. He's going to get another small.
He already said he's getting the Superman bucket.
Yeah, well, he might get the Superman bucket. You know what I mean? So and here we are. If they fail, it's their own damn fault. And they were doing well. People were going to see these other DC movies, and whatever reason you didn't like the direction. No, they were doing okay because they could have done the Justice League.
They did
with the Legion of Doom.
That's the problem. They did it. The Justice League literally
they did that. They didn't come out with the Snyder Cut. If they had done the Snyder, bro, nobody understood that first thing they came out with. I remember the Snyder Cut, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense. Like, why the hell wouldn't you drop the Snyder Cut?
Okay, the Snyder Cut was 4 hours. Okay, they're
watching these Oscar movies.
Let me ask you this: did you watch it in one take, or did you get up and come back?
Oh, I watched it in one take. Look,
that's my point.
I am not your typical audience viewer,
bro.
But, so listen. Here's the problem. If you're because of a 4 hour long cut, we aren't going to make as much money as say we're not expecting this to be Lord of the Rings where everybody's super invested and they'll stay for a super long cut. Okay. We have a Joss Whedon cut that tries to bridge the gap between Too Dark and Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman, not 84. Because everybody likes Wonder Woman. So let's try and get a little more upbeat and get to something similar to an Avengers. Okay? That is our goal. It was not well received. So at that point, all bets were off for Warner Brothers. And that's why, that is why everything is going bad. It's like, hey, by leaving, just say, okay, you had Aquaman. I don't know anybody who saw Aquaman 2. But even, what was it? Who's the guy who, that's nothing compared to, what was it? Age of Ultron did better numbers than that.
So that made over $500 million, right? Worldwide.
That's not what, again, look at the reviews of that movie compared to
because it didn't make sense.
Right.
It didn't make sense.
So they're thinking, how do we build up a movie that everybody thinks didn't make sense?
How would you, because you put the movie that makes sense in, bro.
Age of Ultron. Look at that. Look at that number. International Age of Ultron made with Superman. Justice League made theatrically.
Put Endgame in, bro. And the time for Endgame.
That's not a cool. That's an easy.
Put Endgame in and the time for Endgame.
All right. Hold on. Don't think you want that smoke. Let's see. All right, so let's go with Infinity War first. 2018.
Come on, dude.
So the domestic haul for Infinity War was more than the worldwide haul for Justice League. Let's go back to Endgame, which is going to be even worse, Chief.
Yeah.
Well,
858.
Here's my thing, though. But I'm talking about the running time. So it was 3 hours.
3 hours in a minute.
3 hours, right?
Yep.
So you're talking about the Snyder Cut. You sat there and you watched 3 hours of Endgame. You would have sat there and watched the Snyder Cut for whatever it was. It would have done more because people wouldn't have said it was sucked. It sucked, bro. You watched that joint and you were like, I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand what's going on. The Flash in the one joint, he's pushing a truck full of people. That wasn't even in the Snyder Cut. They added garbage to the Snyder to this dude's joint. They was like, oh, let's add some stupid stuff into the movie.
Again, no, it wasn't just the fact that they added stupid stuff. They took out Cyborg's character, which is Zack Snyder said Cyborg is the heart of this movie, and they took the heart of the movie out. It was to throw out garbage. It did not make sense. It was a bad call. And again, that is why they are struggling with actually trying to make money. If you
think they had done the Snyder Cut and put it in there, do you think it would have made more? Is my point.
Yeah. Again, I think if you put the Snyder, again, even if you do not like the direction of it, I think you put the Snyder Cut, just a Snyder Cut. You do not have Wonder Woman 84 because you could say, hey, how about you make Wonder Woman after Justice League? There's nothing about Wonder Woman that requires this to be an 84. It's stupid, makes no sense. Put it in after this. Okay? For all, whatever it is, it's good. I mean, it's better. Like, look, I mean, what is that, 79? Huh?
Hey, and a good 4 hours, 2 minutes. A damn good 4 hours and 2 minutes.
Well, Jeff, what was the rating for the original theatrical cut?
Hold on real fast. So 7.9 on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes 71, Prime Video 7.9. So let's see. I'm sure it's going to be lower.
I'd say 20 points at least lower.
Ouch! It's drastically different.
Yep.
6 out of 10 and 39% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And look at these two fools hugged up, smiling like they've done something. This joint sucked. It sucked.
Okay,
that is not them. That's not them. One. That's James Gunn and Zack Snyder.
Okay, so
I don't even know why they're there. Get them out of there.
I don't either. I don't understand why they're using that.
Okay,
either.
So now what if you?
And yes, it was 2021. Blake.
Now let's talk about the actual. What does Warner Brothers need? Do we think that Superman is going to get them out of this hole? I think they need straight up, not insiders. They need audience test footage. Like, hey, here's 30 minutes of this movie. What do you think?
I think they've been doing that.
Huh?
I think they've been doing that already. And some are going, it's giving us the whole vibe of the first Superman. I mean, the first Wonder Woman movie. Let me see, where did I see this? Well, okay, so they've had test screening, but this is not always accurate. So let's see. Fan site in Portugal said Nicholas Hoult is great as Lex Luthor. The CGI looks a lot better than it did in the first trailer. There's some surprise villains. Rachel Brosnahan is funny and adorable as Lois Lane. Quite a bit of humor. The tone is said to be closer to the first Wonder Woman film and the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
That answer gives me.
You know where they do the testing at? In some part of the country where they've never seen TVs. So now they show them this testing thing, and these people are in wonder. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's glorious. Listen, we live near a major city. There's no testing here. You've never seen no testing here. You know why? Because they don't test here. They test where people don't have TVs. They don't know anything. They just know the sun goes up and then it gets dark. That's it. That's the part of America they're from. America. And that's it, bro. So now that's where they do the testing. What did you rate this movie? That's a 90. That's a 90% and 100%. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Because he's never seen a TV before. They're still sitting by the radio waiting for the fireside chat, trying to decode their Ovaltine ring. They don't know anything about TV, bro.
They put it back to Christmas Story.
You know what I mean? The Roosevelt fireside chats. I'm just trying to tell you. So now, this is what you got, bro. So now they're doing all these testing on these movies, and these movies, what would you do the first time? You remember the first time you saw HBO? Remember that feeling? Da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na-na. You was like, oh my God, I didn't know this could be it. You know what I mean? Bro, I still remember the first time I saw flat screen TV. I was like, oh my God, no more big back. That's what it's like for a person to come in there and see TV for the first time. And then you show them somebody flying and lifting and all the new things, and you just put it on them at once. They're fantastic. I loved it. So now you get this great Superman rating, and then we go to the movie as regular folks who've seen TV, who know CGI, and we're thinking like, what the hell is this? We've been fooled again by these dudes.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I remember I read this article early this week. I do not know the source, but remember, letting stuff go out to test audiences is very good because there was a point everybody was going to say, hey, if they saw the trailer of Sonic and they said the CGI sucked. Sonic looks like, having regular human teeth is just scary. It does not look good. The actual studio, Sony, I think, said, hey, we hear your criticism. They corrected that mistake. And now Sonic is a billion-dollar franchise. I think if they have similar kind of test audience, like, hey, is this good CGI or not? Like, because we do not want to see Henry Cavill mustache in here. Like, that can't happen again.
Why has a studio wouldn't you know good CGI?
Because if you don't like CGI, you don't know what bad CGI. You just think it all is the same crap. So if you need somebody who's like, hey, I am used to seeing good action, good sci-fi. Like if it can't pass the Star Trek test to me, it's crap. If it doesn't look as good as a Star Trek movie, has no chance.
That's your job, though. Whoever does the CGI, it's your job to make it good. Like, why wouldn't you know you had good CGI? Why wouldn't you look at a movie and be like,
the other thing is they're gonna be like, hey, I only had a budget. I had limited tools to work with.
Well, if they can go back and redo the CGI, clearly he had a budget that it could have been done because now you've paid twice. You know what? Go watch your Superman, man. Everybody get there this summer. Make sure you go on the first night.
Now, here's the problem. That somebody. That was one of the. That's what screwed Marvel. They were like, we needed to actually have better quality control.
Wow.
But for DC, here's the biggest. The next problem. They're going against, as much as Chief might hope they both fail. It is going against Fantastic Four. There's not a month between Fantastic Four and Superman that is going to affect your budget. I'm sorry. It's going to affect your profit. That's not a good thing.
When did they come out, Jace? When is this?
July 11th for Superman. And Fantastic Four First Steps comes out July 25th.
Oh, man, y'all in for a treat. July is going to be off the hook for y'all. Oh, man, you talk about, gosh, damn, Christmas in July? Listen, man, don't like. That's why it's a great thing your fireplaces aren't lit in the middle of summer because Santa's about to come right down that damn chimney and give you the gift of 2 excellent movies, same month, same time, same bat channel. Listen, you guys enjoy, man, because I'm telling you, you haven't been gifted this great in so long. And I want you to all enjoy what you're about to receive. First, Superman. There's Crypto the dog in it. We know that's for sure. You know what I mean? Lois Lane is one of the main characters. She has more screen time than Superman. And also, you get to enjoy the Fantastic Four. And let me tell you, this time, they did it right. They did it right, bro. So let me tell you, erase all the failures of the old Fantastic Four out your mind. Because I want you to go in there with the clean slate and be like, yo, because I know in the trailer it looks like they're wearing pajamas, but they're not. That's their space outfits. They just can't get them off yet. And then you go in there and you're going to enjoy what they bring you, bro. I mean, you got long neck Superman. From crib to ton. Because it takes them a little while to get out because it's got to pass that larynx. Then you got the Fantastic Four, man, with a evil Dr. Doom played by the old Iron Man. Because why would they get another person to play Dr. Doom when they can just get Robert Downey Jr. again? Oh man, that's excellent. That's just, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to recycle the actor. And so now you get the best version of Fantastic Four, bro. And the best version of a Superman that's come out in 30 years, 40 years since Christopher Reeves, man. Since it's going to be, they say it's the best Superman since Superman 2. You got to enjoy it, man. You know what I mean?
About Man of Steel?
Let me say this. I think if those movies do not hit well, it's going to be bad for both companies.
Oh, no, bro, hit well. Come on. Stop with the buffoonery. Stop what you just said. I wish I could. Stop that. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be excellent, man. It's going to be, I'm telling you, you two, because you're cinephiles, are going to see both the movies 3 times a piece. You're going to grab your check. How much you got? I got enough to see it 3 times. What you got? Me too. And you guys are just going to go and walk right out, pay again, walk right back in. Listen, man, I can't make it. I'm out of the country for all of July and August next year. So
it's this year actually.
And this year, that's
so now you're already next year you're booked, but this year we got you.
This year I'm gone too. Yeah. So this year I'm gone too, man. I'm headed to Seal Island. It's right off the coast of South Africa. It's a little tiny island, but it's called Seal Island. Anyway, so I'm headed there. That's where I'm going to spend my 2 months of the summer. You know what I mean? But you guys go and enjoy it, man. I know it's going to be off the hook. This thing is going to make you 600,000. I mean, 600 million. Boom. Pennies, pocket change. That's almost like dropping a piece of lint out your pocket. That's how small that 600 million is going to be. It's like a piece of. We're talking.
I will pay for that contest. I will pay for that. Whoever that's
this thing may. They're talking about this thing may make $5 billion.
Yeah.
First weekend.
This right here is June's contest. This is June's giveaway right here.
First weekend, that thing may be $5 billion. So I want you to enjoy, man. Everybody go see it, man. You heard it here first.
I'm with
Miles Movie Files. These movies are going to be excellent.
Go see Fantastic Four with Chief or Superman, whichever
Oscar
one.
Nominated.
Your winner pick. It's 9:42. I don't know where the time went. So let's get into this main topic.
Oh, okay.
We've been talking about John Wick. We've been talking about all this stuff. Superman getting yet another reboot. And that led me to start thinking about what are some movies that actually do need to be rebooted and given a fresh coat of paint. We're just starting all over from scrap. And we've heard now that they are going to be working on a new Resident Evil. It is indeed coming to us. And I feel like that is a really good franchise to reboot, to get it right, because I'm trying to find this thing. Of course, anytime I try to find something, when I'm looking for other stuff, it gets lost in the wind. But I think Resident Evil is one. They had good movies for the most part. And their main thing was they didn't really stick to the characters that people who liked that property wanted to see in those movies. So I always felt it was really weird because it was just this thing of like, yes, cool, we've got this stuff that people like, but we're not doing anything with it. So I think they reboot it and give us Chris, give us Jill, give us Leon and not Rebecca, Claire. It has some really fun movies, and they really don't have to again reinvent the wheel. They can just do the first movie takes place in the mansion, and kind of like how the first one was, but I think if they reboot it just with those characters and a few members of Stars, it'd be great. So I think that one would be really, really good. Chief, what is a film property or franchise that you think would really benefit from being rebooted?
Star Trek. See, I loved when they did the Chris Pine joint. And I enjoyed it. And then I think they stopped it too soon. So let's get a fresh Star Trek in there, man. A brand new one, you know what I mean? The new Kirk, new Spock, Uhura, all of them. What's my man? Because I enjoyed that joint. My man who died.
Antonio.
Yeah, Yelchin. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it had a nice little crew with it. I think we can do something, man. I think we can do something again with the Star Trek franchise and start pumping out those movies.
Jace, how about you?
Okay. My next one.
Your first one.
I'll say, yeah, I'm sorry. Because Resident Evil was actually on my list. But so I too saw the news. But mine is Terminator. I think, especially in a world where we actually have AI much more in our lives every day, you could say, hey, this is 30 years in it. I mean, you can do so much with AI. I mean, just say, hey, the start of Skynet, knowing what we have with our technology right now, it's not so far out in the future that you can just say, hey, here's what's going to happen in 20 years because John Connor, and don't make John Connor, magically the bad guy or some crap, whatever the Genesis tried to do.
Trash.
But literally use the original story, but just focus on the current technology, upgrade the CGI, and find. I don't know who. You don't need to have it focus be on Arnold as the Terminator, but the actual. John Connor and Sarah, and roll with that. So
I put Terminator 2 or Terminator as well, because I think that they've done so much with different realms and time periods of it. But I think like the first 180 days when Skynet takes over could be a really cool Terminator movie where John Connor's like, oh man, it's happening. And, maybe, we'll age him up a little bit more so we don't have to worry about Edward Furlong being so young in that role. But I think they could do some really cool stuff. Wait, it wasn't Edward Furlong. It was old boy from Sin City, who was John by that point. And I think they could do that and really, explore all this stuff we're talking about with the AI starting to take over and, maybe like some human traders who want to get in good with their robot overlords. And then so we kind of get a mix of Walking Dead where the humans are also a problem.
That was the funny thing. That's why Salvation kind of has elements of that where you have Helen Beaumont is working with Skynet and you see her later on.
Yeah.
Always the good properties, like I said, after 3 is where there's fertile ground to make movies. Yeah. If you don't want to just straight reboot.
I think Salvation went a little bit further than I would want, because I would want to see them form their resistance, because the first 3 Terminators, it's way in the future. This is what's going down. And here's baby, not even conceived, John coming together. Second one, he's an annoying teen. The third one, he's a little bit older. But I think if they just focus on like 22-year-old John Connor, it's starting him trying to lead this human resistance. But they're like, dude, you're a little kid. Nobody's listening to you. I think that would be really fun before he starts climbing his way up the ranks. And they're like, well, John knows what he's talking about because clearly he knows what's going on. I think they could do like a real trilogy of a young John Connor who's not that young. Maybe get Timothy Chalamet to play young John Connor.
He's already doing one Messiah movie.
So, yeah. Next up for me is a property. No, I'll say that for later. Conan the Barbarian. They did try this with Jason Momoa, but I just felt like it didn't work for various reasons. Like they just stripped all the fun out of the Arnold films and try to make it serious, which is like you could, but then you have to make it good. And they didn't do that either. So I thought it was really lacking. And I thought Jason Momoa was perfect casting. Maybe they can get Roman Reigns to play him. But I feel like there's so much they could do with Conan. Because I mean, it's a dude who's muscled up, beating down people. And you have a charismatic star, and Jason Momoa was perfectly cast at that point. He was a star on the rise. I don't know who was waiting in the wings. Maybe we need to get some wrestler whose body's breaking down and can't wrestle, but it's all set to act. But I think there's something with that. Chief, what would be your next franchise in need of a reboot?
Lethal Weapon. The return of Riggs and Murtaugh. We got to start it all over again, man.
Gotta do it again.
Lethal Weapon, man, was one of my favorites, and I like to get the taste of certain actors. So, yeah, I think we can do it again, man. I think Lethal Weapon deserves that reboot. I'm tired of we need a good cop show instead of the old cops that we're getting now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come? That joint is dead. Get up out of here. I don't want to see no more.
Hey, I was going to say, Snake Eyes, I think you were one of the people who saw that Resident Evil on Netflix, like me, and that definitely left a bad taste in my mouth, too.
With the two girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was atrocious.
Just so you were saying, I'd like to see more animated movies inspired by the Bible. They've got this David show on. I think it's just maybe it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I think it's Amazon Prime. Check that out.
They do have David. Yeah.
And that looks really cool. It looks like they actually put some real money into it. Let's see. Jace, it's time for your next one.
My next one is The Mummy. I know they tried to do it with Tom Cruise, but I'm a big fan of the Ben Fraser movies, and I think they had a really good dynamic. And I think you could just a good horror movie. Just let it go with a mummy, coming back and give it a good coda special effect paint. We're good. We're good to go.
Yes. Let's see here. Blades Harpley. Terminator feels cursed. Too many bad ones. Salvation was okay. I hated Genesis. Genesis was awful. But I feel like Genesis is like that's the worst one. And Salvation was fine. I think it was a good whatever Sam Worthington's character was than a John Connor. And I think that was the main problem with it. But if you don't focus on that aspect, it's not a solid Terminator movie. But yeah, Genesis was so bad. I understand why you would say there's a bad one, but I like the rest of them. Snow Glitter, let's just bury Terminator. 2 was a perfect ending.
See, all right. I really like, I guess I'm weird. I really like Terminator 3.
Same.
Yeah. Like, I think if you haven't seen that one in a while, I know 2 was everybody loves that movie, but I think 3 is really good. Check it out if you got a chance.
Man, it's okay. Look, Jace, don't let the chat hurt you, man.
Hey, I'm trying to spread good movies around. Like okay. Like I'd say go watch a good movie because we've all watched enough bad movies. So
thank you. All right, the Russian guy died from Star Trek was Kyle Reese, right?
Oh yeah. Nice.
Conan could be great if they unleash him, do the old problematic stories. Right. It's like he just wanders around. He's like Hulk, who's already hulked out. And I watched Conan the Barbarian and Destroyer. Surprisingly thought Destroyer was more fun than Barbarian, which I was like, with James Earl Jones. But yeah, I just feel like they don't need to be serious. They need to be very tongue-in-cheek. The dude's muscled up. Ace is Superman with a sword. Iron Giant turning live action would be sweet. I feel like they're going to. They're done doing everything else. MLC Turtle, could we agree, Conan? It needs to be. I mean, if it's not, that's probably right there. And Blake says, Justin, 1,000,000% Flash Gordon can do so many different movies and adventures and go to different places in each new movie. Yes. David Thanos,
No.
RoboCop, because the first attempt was trash. Yes. Chat, don't hurt Jace.
Man, they get me good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying Chosen. I thought you would dig it. Today, guys, I'm with you. Terminator Salvation was solid. MOC Turtle, the PG-13 RoboCop is awful. Just had RoboCop fighting Cobra Bats and no creepy Kirkwood Smith charm. Women leave. Classic. Let's see. My next one, Excalibur, because I think they could do a really good movie or a really good King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table series. We've seen Game of Thrones show and Last Kingdom show that you could do medieval drama, action really well. And I think seeing a young King Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot, the whole gang, Qui-Gon, Picard, and that could be a really fun trilogy of movies, whatever you want to go with it. I think it'd be really cool. So I really love Excalibur. The only reason that I would say reboot is because the special effects are, from special effects from back in the day. And it would be really cool seeing that story adapted to modern technology times. Chief,
before you switch up, like Once Upon a Time has the King Arthur story season 2. That was pretty good too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's on Disney Plus, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, the show that I finished watching was Cobra Kai. And yeah, gosh. Oh no, it's Indian. So love that show. Keep the green lens flare though. Got to keep that. Chief, what's next up for you?
Jurassic Park. It's got to be a reboot, bro.
Where somebody goes, wait, maybe we shouldn't do an amusement park with dinosaurs?
No, man. I mean, at least take it back to the park. This running around the states. And I saw the one, and that was the last one. It was on. I was kind of watching it. And I was like, oh, they're back in America with the dinosaurs now. So you know what I mean? I saw them running through the hills of LA or something, and I was like, what happened to this one?
Are you considering the new Scarlett Johansson not a reboot?
Oh yeah, I guess we do have a new one at Jurassic Park.
Is it a whole totally different one, or is it they're still in the states? Because
it's
if they're
Jurassic
not
World,
it's called Rebirth, right? What is it?
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah. So
see Jurassic World. I don't know what that is. I mean, that's like, you know what I mean? That's like I know Disney World. I heard out in Florida they have a Disneyland, which is not quite as great as the original. So it's got to be Jurassic Park.
One's in Florida, one's in California.
Right, but one's not as great as the other. Jurassic Park is what I'm looking for. Jurassic World, you can have that. I don't know how you rebirth the world when we just want the park. Take it from step one. Let's run it again.
Here's the premise for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right. Zora Bennett, the covert operative, is recruited by a pharmaceutical company to collaborate with paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis and team leader Duncan Kincaid on a top secret mission. Their objective is to infiltrate a forbidden island, once the site of the original research facility for Jurassic Park, and locate the 3 largest prehistoric species from land, sea, and air. Yeah, Joe's there. The DNA of these creatures holds the key to a revolutionary drug capable of saving countless human lives. How? Dinosaurs are extinct. Along the way, the team encounters a civilian family, and both groups find themselves stranded. They discover that the island is home to mutated, failed dinosaur experiments that have thrived in isolation for decades.
I'm sorry, like when they showed the preview, and the family was like, "Stop it, just no."
Well, the family got shipwrecked.
Like, come on, like, if you know you're in Jurassic World, you know what going anywhere around there. Like, come on, so whatever.
So, like I said, a new reboot is needed. Jurassic Park. Let me tell you something. The movie guy, my brother came out first, but he's a coward and he's a weak dude. So the second was always the best, which is me. My brother, no shout out to you, man. Wherever you are, I hope it's going bad.
Hey, I thought he was going to be. You said if there was a problem, you go down to Florida. It take him 5 hours to get you. What happened?
No, that's my younger brother. This here is my older brother who came out first, and yeah, so he's sometimes being the first is not great. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you run from your shadow and it scares you, that's a bad sign. Disney World, Florida, the greatest. Disneyland, California, the cut. Yeah, he was afraid of the cow. He was afraid he wouldn't milk the cow because he was afraid of the cow. And movie guy, you don't want to go to Disneyland. It's second rate. You stick to the world, man. Go to Epcot Center. You go to all the things down there, man. You enjoy yourself. You have a good time on those rides, man.
And they got Galaxy's Edge down there. They got Galaxy's Edge down there too.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of stuff in the Florida one. You don't want that Cali one. Yeah, that first isn't the best, man. There's something wrong.
You keep quiet over there, bro.
Hey, I don't have to throw shots at me and Chiefs do a perfect job.
Like, you know what I mean? There's something wrong.
I'm taller and more. Yeah, it's worked out perfect.
Yeah. Exactly, Jamelin. Haters.
Yeah.
Haters. All right. My final one is one, and I'm sure you all are shocked here. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is an easy layup property, and I'm so disgusted that Paramount has not been able to make it work. You just read the comic book that Larry Hama did, or you watch the cartoons and tell some chat GPT monkeys to put together a few scripts. It'll work either way. I mean, it's just they're dudes, they're women who just so happen to be the best at what it is they do. Whether it's being a master of disguise, whether it's being a communications expert, whether it's being a commando, infantry, helicopter pilot, heavy machine gunner. That's what they do. And just have them go against some guys with amazing fashion sense. Call it a day and write great movies.
Yeah. And also put it in there, hey, don't kill anybody.
Yo, Joe. Man, they can kill people. It's fine. I mean, not the main characters, though.
I'm like, you can kill like the little random grunts. Yeah, okay, but that's it.
Who I prefer not to see anyway. I mean, if they're the most highly trained special mission force, we don't need green shirts. Sorry. Long rant over. Blade joins G.I. Joe and hunts Cobra vampires. See, it works with anything. Gosh. All right. Chief, what's your last one?
Jaws.
Dun, 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 dun.
Shark attacks.
I would like this, but not so much with a great white anymore. Maybe with a bull shark. And a stretcher. Yeah, a bull shark and a stretcher river. You know what I mean? Fresh water. I would like that a lot.
Especially the shark is a redhead. Blake, the Energon universe. Exactly. It's right there. They're doing it right now. And make sure to pick up this issue of Transformers that just dropped this week. Also, Void Rivals. The Energon universe is connected, and there's all kinds of connections, especially this week. That's all the spoilers I'm going to say. So, Rick Cage, I tune in, and first thing is Florida. My home getting a shout out. Thanks, Chief. Sharknado.
It is, man.
Right. All right, Jace, what's your last one?
My next one I'm going to say is Titan AE. I think that movie could have been very good. Is the animation? I mean, the animation somehow, the idea of a race of aliens that tries to destroy the people because they've discovered something that actually uses them as food. I'm thinking that there's an option there. Maybe make it, what's going on? Make it, better. I mean, make it a live action movie. Have a little more fun. I mean, make sure Creed does this thing soundtrack. We'll be fine.
Can you take me higher? Titan AE was awesome. This is Justin, the movie guy. All right. Well, it is that special time for our nominees for Dummies of the Week. So, bro, why don't you go first?
Oh, my dummy of the week is very easy. Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines had one thing going for it. Bags fly free. It didn't have TVs. It didn't even have a seat number. You just hope you didn't get put back in Group D or whatever the heck the last one was. Over the last year, they decided, hey, let's not do that. Let's have you get assigned seats. Oh, awesome. I'm sure this is going to work out perfectly. And then this week, they decided, you know what? That whole tagline that we've actually trademarked, bags fly free, that's also something we should get rid of. Because you people who enjoy Delta flights just really want to come back to Southwest. Not a chance. So for all of us who will now be saying, hey, how many of my Southwest miles are going to go by the wayside because I'm going to actually fly on a plane that can give me a snack, a cookie, and an actual TV and movies that I have not seen? I'm going to go over that way versus Southwest now because bags don't fly free. So they are my dummy of the week.
Bags got to start pulling their weights. That's no there went that sponsor. Well, yeah, they made us pay for our own ads, David. So, yeah. My dummy of the week are all of the experts in the NFL who don't watch 49er games, specifically 49er games from last season. When we went 6-11, going, oh man, the Niners are getting pummeled. They've lost all this talent. They went 6-11 last year. And what are they going to do? Draft people who are younger and hopefully healthier and also more productive while getting rid of a lot of salary cap. And they're just went ridiculous. Oh man, the Niners, they're doing all this to pay Brock Purdy. Yes, the guy that got us to the NFC Championship game, his first season, would have gotten us to the Super Bowl. Wasn't for his elbow getting hit flukily. And then the next time he had another crack at it, he did get us to the Super Bowl and came within offensive lineman blocking or Drake Greenlaw not tearing his ACL from winning that Super Bowl. So, yes, this is why this thing's happened. So, this is why you guys are my dummies of the week. So, Chief, what you got, my friend?
See, I don't really watch him. I'll see clips from him. You ever watch Shannon Sharp's Love Club Shay Shay?
No, I watch him. Yeah, but every so often
week,
I've seen some clips.
He's had on Amber Rose, which I don't even know why. I don't know how she stays relevant. But somewhere in there, she tells him in order to get a girl like her, he's got to buy. In order to get a girl like her, you got to buy her stuff. So imagine you just meeting a girl and her saying, look, I need a Birkin or Chanel bag in order to date you. Now give me your credit card, send me off to the mall, and let me do my thing. And I just wonder who is sitting at home, what guy is sitting at home watching a girl with a tattoo across her forehead saying to themselves, you know what? Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to give my credit card to the first woman who asked for it and let her go crazy with it. Like is there a concept of is there love anymore? Do you pick a person based on the fact that you like them, or is it just you go out there and say, you know what, I'm gonna buy my person, and once you buy your person, what loyalty is that person? What's the loyalty rate of that person to you when someone else comes along and says, well, I can buy more than you can? Like, is that what it is nowadays? Is that people who see that, younger people who see her talking and be like, yeah, that's the route. Like where are we going as a people? Like, I just don't understand it, man. Listen. If you meet someone and the first thing they do is ask you about your money, it's time to get away from that person. There's no way you should be buying anything other than if you ask her out to dinner, other than that meal. And I don't even know if you should take her somewhere. I mean, don't even take her nowhere expensive. If she can't
steak dinner.
Right. Well, no steak dinner. Not on the look, man. It's become a thing nowadays where you just on the rotation for free food for that week. I heard a girl say that a guy was labeled in her phone as free food. She could just call him up and he would just take her out to eat. I just don't understand where this society is going with this. I don't understand what happened to love. I don't understand what happened to wanting to be with somebody because you like them. Is that dead now?
You hearing Ralph Tresvant, or is it just me?
No, I'm hearing I'm hearing Can't Buy Me Love. Right.
Is that what it is? Or was you playing a man with sensitivity?
No, he had a song called "Money Can't Buy You Love."
Oh, does he? I didn't hear that.
What
song.
was that soundtrack to?
Rated R?
No.
So that's my thing for the week, man. I think if you have to take if Amber Rose is your advisor, you need to reevaluate. And so listen, man, that's just my dummy of the week. I think that was the stupidest thing I've heard all week. In order to date me, you've got and then whoever dates her after that, I'm gonna be looking at that dude. Like, what kind of sucker are you? You know what I mean? What kind of sucker are you that you went and gave her money for a Birkin the first week you met her? You know what I mean? But bro, that's you know what? I don't understand why her relevance is either, Jamila. I don't understand that is.
What is
I don't understand how she keeps. I don't understand how these people keep coming up. Period. But
she was married to Wiz Khalifa.
She was his girlfriend.
No, she was married to him. Wiz Khalifa. No, she said they were married.
Listen,
I listened to the clip and it was just like kind of. You still have a tattoo on your forehead.
And I remember him saying that he got rid of her because when he would come home, she would let the dog and she wouldn't clean. The dog would crap all over the house. It was like dodging little dog bombs everywhere. Yeah. So that's what you get for your Birkin bag, right? You get a woman who ain't going to touch a pot or a pan or nothing, huh? While you look, I mean, hey. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if I'm going to work and you staying home, isn't that traditional?
I mean, like, truthfully, after Kanye, it was like, okay, what do you bring to the table? Like, because Kanye showed everything that on the outside, and it's not a great look. Like, okay,
yeah, it's just wild, bro. It's just wild. It's just I don't understand it. I'm not buying no Birkin bag. Listen, keep your money to yourself. You know what I mean? And don't spend your money on somebody who hasn't proven what they are to you yet. Remember that, man. That's just crazy. No Birkin bags, no Chanel bags, no nothing. You get a hot dog, you might get chili on it.
Again, hey, Chad Johnson's when he said, "Hey, I took my fiance to McDonald's and complain about it."
Yeah, Chad Johnson's a fool.
Whoa! From the $5 menu.
Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't believe that either from Chad. You know what I mean? Last time I talked, he was getting a house built from the ground up. So look, she'll eat that McDonald's if you drive her back to a 25,000 square foot mansion.
Right. This is the best Big Mac ever.
Right. I enjoy this Big Mac. I'm gonna go for the dip in the pool. Yeah. So, listen, that's not much of a rant tonight, man. But it was just the dumbest thing I've seen the dumbest thing I've seen on YouTube all week.
She's grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. All right, well, fellas, thank you as always. And let's thank everybody here hanging out with us tonight on another exciting, hopefully, Mark A. night here at Lyle's Movie Files. Rick Cage, Blake Tarpley, David Thanos, Snow Glare, Justin Huber, the movie guy, Jamelin Parks, Snake Eyes, Michael Solis, MOC Turtle, Snow Glare, Ryan Daly. Let me see here.
King Collector,
David
Thanos.
Let me see. Is there anybody else that I missed?
Michael Solis
early on. Skew Raider,
Mark A,
of course. Oh, let's see. I think I got everybody. I think that's everybody. All right. Can I get 2 McDoubles? Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Right, Lefty. Yes. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back on for another edition of Loud's Figure Files, where I will be talking about the craziness of Walmart Collector Con. Hopefully I'll get all the stuff I want up for pre-order and some exciting news about a big giveaway or maybe a small one. How we're going to figure it out? You get to decide tomorrow live on the show. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. For now, this episode of Loud's Movie Files has been filed.